When I tried to use Claude Code yesterday, it said it is at capacity and it asked me to enter my work email address and register my interest. I gave my work email address and registered my interest. And yesterday night, I got an email saying that you have access to try Claude Code in beta, and they gave me the link to start with the installation process, and they asked me to sign into Claude Console using my account and start building with Claude. So that's what exactly I'm going to do now. I'm going to try Claude Code to see how well it goes. When I clicked on this link for installation instructions, it took me to this page where we have Claude Code overview. So if we scroll down, it gives the system requirements. It says that we need to be in one of these operating systems, but we need to have 4 GB of RAM and we need to have Node.js installed, and Git and GitHub needs to be installed. And also we need to have ripgrep, which is for enhanced file search. And additionally, we need to be connected to the internet all the time for authentication and AI processing. So I believe these are very basic requirements, which most of us have. So I'm going to go ahead with the installation. So first we need to install Claude using this command. So let me open a terminal and run this command. In the terminal, I've created a folder called code. I'm just going to run the npm command now. It says it has added 2 packages. So now let's try to run Claude and see what happens. If I type Claude, it's already installed. It says welcome to Claude Code research preview. Let's get started. Choose the text style that looks best for you in the terminal. Change this later, run config. So all the commands are now going to be having a /. For example, to access the config, I need to say /config. So it says light text, dark text, light text, colorblind friendly, and dark text, colorblind friendly. So I'm just going to stick with light text. I'm just going to enter, and it says Claude Code and is built based on API usage through your Anthropic console account. Prices may evolve as we move towards general availability. Please enter to log into your console account. I'm going to hit enter again here as it says, and it's now opened up the page in order to authenticate. So I'm going to enter my email address and I'm going to authenticate myself. So I entered my email address and it says it has sent a verification code to my email address. So I'm going to put that verification code here. So this is the email I got. It says, let's get you signed in. And all you have to do is click this button and we will sign you in with a secure link. So I'm going to click on the link and I'm going to sign myself in. And then it takes me to this page where we can generate API keys for myself and access the Anthropic profile information. I'm going to click on authorize, and it's asking me to select and give a few details. And when I click on continue, it's asking me to add payment method. So I'm going to give all my details and I'm going to sort that out. Now that we have sorted out the installation and the account, let's see what are the possibilities or what are the key capabilities of Claude Code. We can see that it can edit files and fix bugs. It can answer questions about your code architecture and logic, it can execute and fix tests, and search through Git and resolve merge conflicts and create commits and PRs. Pretty much the stuff what a software engineer can do. So what we're going to do now is move into some of the stuff that they are given examples for. For example, they're saying understanding new code base, fix bugs efficiently, refactor code, and work with tests. So let's look into how we can understand new code base. Before that, I would just like to walk through what are the different commands that are available to us. So once we have started Claude, if we type a /, it shows a list of options. For example, we can clear the current conversation history and free up the context. And we can also do a /compact in order to clear conversation history, but keep a summary of it. And we can also open configuration panel. We can also find out the total cost of and duration of the current session. And then we have this doctor option where we can check the health of Claude Code installation. And there's help. And there's initialization, which creates the claude.md file with codebase documentation. And then there is get comments from a GitHub pull request. And then if we want to submit some bug with Claude Code because it's something new, then we can submit the bug. And then we can review a pull request. And then there's also the option to sign out and sign into a new Anthropic account. So these are the different options. So let's look into how we can understand new code base. For this, I'm just going to check out a GitHub repository, which is a TypeScript calculator. It's a basic calculator installed using TypeScript. If you look at the website that they have given, there's a demo which shows that as a calculator. So let's check out this code and then play around with Claude Code to find out how well well, it works in this repository. So I've cloned that repository, which is calculator TS. And if I do a ls, we can find the README file, index file, and some of the JSON files, and then the src, which has got all the TypeScript and the styles. Let's type in it to create the Claude.md. It's analyzing the code base. So it's created a task for it saying that, analyze the calculator TS code base to create Claude.md file with build, lint, and test commands and code style guidelines. And then it has created this file, which has got build and test commands, code style guidelines, and project structure. Basically, if you want to define some code styles or guidelines, then we can mention here, for example, in terms of formatting, we can say whether we want 2-space indentation or we want 4-space indentation. We can say that. And for the imports and documentation and error handling as well, use try catch with descriptive error messages. So these are kind of the standards that you want to follow across the board in your code base. And you can mention that in Claude.md. Once we have initialized that, it creates this as a template and we can just enter and say yes in order to save it. So it's created Claude.md with key information about the project, including build and test commands, code style guidelines, and project structure. So we are now ready to work with Claude across the board in the entire project. So if we go back to the repository we checked out, we can see that the README is pretty basic. It doesn't give instructions as to how to set it up locally and run it. For a person who's very unfamiliar with TypeScript, this is going to be very difficult. So I'm going to go ahead and ask Claude. So on the terminal, I'm saying, Claude, in order to start it, give me an overview of this repository. Let's see what it's doing. It's actualizing, still examining, but it's found TypeScript more than 4.7.4. It's reading file path index.html, still trying to come up with the answer. So here is the overview that it has come up with. This is a TypeScript calculator project based on an earlier JavaScript version. The repository contains basic HTML, CSS, TypeScript source files in src ts, include calculator.ts, elements.ts, functions.ts, compiled JavaScript files in src dist. So it has given a very nice overview of the project. Let's now ask it how I can run it locally, because I have no clue how to run a TypeScript app locally. So I'm going to ask, how do I run this project locally? Marinating. Interesting. So it's asking us to run npm install and then compile TypeScript to JavaScript using npx, and then open index.html in the browser. So I'm going to do exactly that. So I'm going to come out of it now, and I'm going to say npm install. It says up to date, audited 2 packages, and then I'm going to do npx tsc. So it seems to have done something. Now I'm going to open index.html in the browser as it is suggested. So let's see if it works locally now. There you go. So if I open the index.html, I can see that the app is now running locally. I was previously struggling how to go about getting this running locally, and it has just helped me out and made it seamless. Let's see if it works fine. I'm just going to ask 1 + 1. Yeah, it seems to be working fine locally, and I don't see any problem with this. So we tried out this, give me an overview of this code base. It seems to work fine. There's another feature called find relevant code, which helps us to locate code related to a specific feature or functionality. So I'm going to ask it to point me to the place where I can actually find, let's say, this C, which is a unique button in this calculator. Let's see how it goes about it. I'm going to go back to Claude, and I'm going to say, point me to the code where the letter C occurs in the UI. Heading. So it's searching for this pattern C in the source, and it says it's reading the file index.html, and it's given us the exact location in the HTML file. This is the div inside which the C is there. I'm going to do npm test to find out how the test cases go. Clearly it's saying that npm error missing script test. To see a list of scripts, run npm run. So I'm going to do npm run. So it doesn't have any test basically. If we look at the folder structure, we can see that there are no test cases. So let's say now I want to write some tests for this package. I would say Claude, and then once I go inside, I would like to write some test cases for this project. Make code changes for test cases. I'll help you create test cases for this calculator project. Let's start by exploring the code base to understand what needs to be tested, and then it's exploring the code base. It's looking at the calculator.ts. It's looking at package.json. Now let's set up Jest as the testing framework for this TypeScript project, and it's doing bash npm install save dev jest, and it's doing that, and it's also proposing the bash command that we need to run, and it's saying that this will add Jest testing dependencies to development environment. Do you want to proceed? I'm just going to say yes. Let's see, it's crunching. So it's asking me again that do you want to make this edit to jest.config.js, and it's showing jest.config.js. I'm just going to say yes, and it's musing. Do you want to make this edit to package.json? I'm just going to say yes. And finally, it's saying make directory src tests. Of course, you can go ahead and create the test folder. I'm going to say yes, and it's generating. It's quite interesting how it comes up with these words every time it's running something, whether it's generating or musing or whatever. Do you want to make this edit to calculator.test.ts? I'm going to say yes. I'm just going to say enter, and it's vibing now, and it's editing file calculator.ts, and it's saying it needs to remove this, and it wants to export class calculator, and I'm just going to say yes for this. Similarly, do you want to make this edit to functions.test.ts? Yes. And it's thinking now. It's editing the function.ts again, and I'm just going to say yes. It's updating functions.ts, adding these lines, and it's editing elements.ts. Do you want to make this edit? I'm going to say yes, and it's crafting now. Let's run our tests to see if they pass. Oh, it's even going ahead with the tests. Fantastic. So it's running npm test. It's asking me whether I'm happy with it to proceed with the test. Yes. So it says 2 failed, 2 total, and 3 failed tests, and 29 have passed, 32 total. So let's fix the failed test. So it's going ahead and fixing the failed test. Do you want to make this editor calculator.test.ts? I'm going to say yes, and it's transmuting. Again, it's come up with some changes, and it's asking me, do you want to make this editor function.test.ts? I'm going to say yes, and it's processing. Now let's run the test again. It's asking me whether I want to proceed. I'm just going to say yes, and it's churning. So do you want to proceed with npm test? I'm going to say yes to proceed with the test. It's sputtering, and it's saying that there's 1 failed test now, and it's saying let's inspect the function more closely and update our tests. So it's reading the file functions.ts. It's coming up with these changes, and I'm just going to say yes for it again, and it's doing inferring. So let's run the test again. It's proposing npm test. I'm just going to say yes, and it's manifesting. Finally, great, all tests are now passing. Let's add a basic README description for these tests. That's fantastic. It's going to edit the README as well. Do you want to make this edit to README? And it's written a beautiful README. I'm just going to accept that, and it's hustling. So I've implemented comprehensive test cases for the TypeScript calculator project, set up Jest with TypeScript. So it's giving a summary of what it has done. So it has set up Jest, created unit tests, and it's created unit tests for the functions module, mocking DOM elements. It's updated source files. It's fixed test assertions. It's updated README. It also walked us through all these changes as it went ahead with it, and we just hit enter every time it went ahead with all these changes. And eventually 32 tests are now passing, and you can now run them with npm test. All I'm going to do is I'm going to exit, and I'm going to do npm test to see if the tests are passing now. Fantastic. So 2 passed in the test suites, and total tests, it's 32 passed. So that looks super cool. If I do a ls, we can now see that there is __ tests. And before that, we only had dist, styles, and ts. Let's now run the app locally to see if it works fine still. It should work fine, but still it made some changes to the TypeScript file. So I'm eager to find out if it's broken anything. That seems to look good. I'm just going to try it out, say 5 times 2. I'm getting 10, so it seems to work fine. Now that we have seen examples of writing code, let's move on to how it can handle documentation. So I'm just going to ask find functions without proper JS doc comments. Instead of saying in the auth module, I'm just going to say find functions without proper JS comments and add some comments. So let's say Claude, find functions without proper JS comments, add comments wherever needed. It's ideating, so it's looking into all the TypeScript files. So this is a suggestion it has come up with. It has come up with the string that that it wants to add, I'm just going to say yes. Again, it has come up with the string for the calculator.ts. I'm just going to say yes. And it has come up with these comments for the calculator.ts. I'm just going to say yes. Similarly for calculator.ts. It's even able to change comments that do not follow a standard. Instead of this // it does now change it into this proper comments. So it's changing functions.ts, and I'm just going to say yes. So it has summarized the changes that it has done. That is super cool. I'm just going to come out of it now. And so I'm just going to run again to make sure everything is working fine. I hope nothing has broken because it has only added comments. 5 + 5, we can see that it seems to be working fine. So next comes working with images. It's saying that we can analyze images and screenshots, and when to use, you need to work with images in your code base or get Claude's help analyzing image content. All that we need to do is add an image to the conversation. We can drag and drop an image into Claude's code window. So that's what I'm exactly trying to do. I would like to change the look and feel of this calculator to that of a calculator image that I downloaded from the internet. So this is the image of a calculator I downloaded from the internet. We can see that the buttons are square and the color of the buttons is quite different to that of the color of the buttons here. So let's give it this image and find out what sort of changes that Claude Code does in order to match this look. Let's try it out. I've started Claude now. I'm now going to drag and drop the image. So I've dragged and dropped that image, or rather I've given the path for the image, and I'm just going to say generate CSS to match this design mockup. Let's find out how it goes. So it's come up with so many changes to the CSS file. I think it makes sense. I'm just going to say enter and accept. CS updated to match the design mockup with a modern dark theme. So I'm just going to come out of it and I'm going to open the index.html to find out how it looks. This is the look that it has come up with. I've placed it side by side to see how much it has changed. So basically it has changed the buttons into squares. Previously they were circles, and it has changed the display as well. And overall we can see that it has changed the dimension of the calculator. I'm still quite impressed by this. It has understood that the buttons needs to be changed from a circle to a square, and it has done it. But in terms of the color of the buttons, we can see that it is still needs to do a bit more job. For example, we've got green buttons and then we've got some cream colored buttons, but we can see here that only this is got a green button. The rest of them do not mimic that of the image that we uploaded. That looks super cool actually. So with all those changes, I was quite curious what was the cost of doing all of that. So I started this account with a balance of $5. Now, after doing all of that, we can notice that the balance is $2.95. So it has costed me less than $5 in order to do all of that. I would say Claude has done a pretty good job, and we are getting there where we actually can do all the basic level coding and documentation with a powerful coding model like Claude. I can't wait to see what's coming up in the next versions of this powerful model. So I will make a video once we have something like that in the coming weeks or months. Until then, I'm signing off and I will see you in my next video. Take care.